Dr. Vijay Yeve, pediatrician at the Apollo Hospitals, Navi Mumbai. Well, friends, it's monsoon. Mumbai has seen almost 40% of its rainfall, and the weather has been cloudy, sometimes sunny, and sometimes you have seen heavy rains also. And come monsoon, and there are illnesses which are so peculiar to children. And by the way, this is the first monsoon that we are seeing during the pandemic COVID. So a lot of apprehension about different illnesses that children have amongst parents, but naturally. So talking about COVID, as we have been talking before also, COVID is not a very serious illness in children. World over, most of the children have been spared of direct impact of COVID. However, we have seen children who are delivered to mothers who have been COVID positive, who have been asymptomatic. Some babies delivered to mothers who had mild symptoms of COVID. And then we have had families where adults have tested positive and incidentally children also have tested positive. But fortunately, all these children have done extremely well. So while it is imperative to know if the child is infected or not infected when an adult member is in the family is infected with COVID, let's not panic. God has been very kind and children have been spared of a very severe illness or complicated respiratory illness where one gets breathlessness and pneumonias and things like that in children. So we don't see this kind of illness in children. However, parents, let me also remind you at this point in time that some children, not many, but some children get a syndrome called post-COVID inflammatory fever. World over it has been seen that maybe 3 to 4 weeks after an infection with COVID, which could be either asymptomatic infection or some mild infection, children may get fever and rash, some abdominal pain, some breathlessness. They may feel restless because of load on the heart, which is unable to pump blood to all the organs. They start grunting. If you have any of these kind of symptoms, please rush to your doctor. I repeat, there is no reason to panic. This is called post-COVID febrile inflammatory syndrome, which is a spectrum. At one end you have children with very mild illness, and at the other end you have children who can have sudden collapse. So please watch out for these symptoms: high fever, rash, abdominal pain, loose motions, child feeling restless, breathless. So please consult your doctor in time. Apart from COVID, let's not forget the common illnesses that all the children go through during monsoon. Namely your common viral infections, cold, cough, then flu. Flu is an infection which is also virus which spreads through the droplet. So fortunately, with the new norms that all of us have accepted because of this pandemic COVID, of wearing masks, observing social distance, indulging in good food, nutrition and hygiene, and not mixing up in crowd would definitely go a long way in bringing down flu also. But at the same time, friends, flu and COVID are different viruses, and there is no reason why a child cannot contract flu during monsoon on the background of COVID. And I'm sure all of us are well aware that there is a vaccine which is available, which can be given to the child at any age, starting from the 6 months of age, to protect flu or flu-like illness in the child. The other common illness that all of us see during monsoon is your acute gastroenteritis or viral diarrhea. Again, thanks to, I would not say thanks to, but the positive side of COVID is because of COVID, all the malls and the schools are closed. Children don't come together, don't mix up. There is no crowding. Social distancing is observed. And this has had a good positive impact on these illnesses, which are so pretty common when children mix up and they come together in crowded environment. All in all, we have improved on our hygiene, and all these things have helped in bringing down the disease load because of common viral infections like gastroenteritis, and so we see less of these illnesses. But yes, if a child has loose motions, vomiting, not to forget that what is more important than any medication is prevention of dehydration. 29th July is celebrated as World ORS Day all over the world. And 2 days back, a lot of activities were carried out to create awareness about this invention of millennium, we call it, oral rehydration solution. So the moment your child has some loose motions, tummy upset or starts vomiting, ensure that the body fluids are maintained by preventing dehydration. You could buy this over-the-counter available oral rehydration solution which is WHO qualified, or one could even prepare it at home by taking a liter of water, that is 1 lota of water we generally call it in layman's term, add a fistful of sugar and a pinch of salt. It should taste like your tears. So this invention of the century was also called test of tears, ORS. So keep on giving this to your child so that the losses in terms of water and body salts which occur because of loose motions are replenished. That would prevent the child getting dehydrated and landing up in the hospital. You could use clean food. There is a myth amongst parents that if you give less, the child will pass less. No. If a child has viral infection, you will continue to throw out liquids and salts. So you need to replace over and above the daily requirement, plus good nutrition should be taken care of. One important thing, breast milk is the best thing on this earth. So in an infant who is on breast milk, ensure that he takes adequate milk, and in fact you should feed such a small infant more often during gastroenteritis or loose motions. And that applies to any illness for that matter. Breast milk is not only nutritious, but it has a lot of disease preventing ingredients in it. So this is the nature's amrit, we call it, that no child should be deprived of this. And what else do we see in monsoon? You have illnesses which are spread by mosquitoes. This can be edited, no?
Yeah.
Yes, so what else do we see in monsoon? You have illnesses which are spread by insects. You have dengue. Dengue, all of us know that is spread by mosquito bite, and these mosquitoes are typically daytime biting mosquitoes, and these mosquitoes breed in clean water. So ensure that there is no waterlogging in or around the house, especially flower vase or areas where water tends to accumulate. So keep these areas surroundings very clean. No doubt that the corporation and other health authorities take a lot of efforts to ensure cleanliness around your house, but it is individual's responsibility also to see that the environment inside or around the house is kept clean. The other mosquito-borne illness which fortunately has gone down over a period of time is malaria. Malaria mosquitoes, unlike dengue mosquitoes, they generally tend to bite during night. So ensure that the household is mosquito netted, or you could use mosquito repellent like those mosquito repellent coils which are available, electric coils or oil, which can be switched on during the night. Ensure that the windows are closed or shut during the day so that the house is protected. Fortunately, there are a lot many other mosquito-borne illnesses which are not very prevalent in this part of the country. Then other things that we very commonly see in children, especially in industrial areas like Navi Mumbai or crowded metros, is pollution-related wheezing or asthma, or pollution-related allergy, allergic rhinitis or common cold, where the child is really going through a frustrated experience of sneezing. The moment child gets exposed to this kind of an allergen, he starts sneezing, there is leaky nose, there is irritation in the nose, there is stuffy nose, child is unable to, many times it so happens that in severe forms of allergy, his day-to-day routine is affected. So these things also need to be addressed to, and then some of these children also go on to develop wheezing. Now wheezing is something where your airways, which naturally are narrow in small children, they are muscular tubes. So when exposed to environmental allergen or trigger like a viral infection, the airways contract, the muscles contract. So there is narrowing of the airways, and child makes a wheezing sound while breathing. So if imagine a child who has to breathe in, breathe out, say 15 times a minute to maintain oxygenation in the blood, now needs to breathe 30 times a minute. So he has panting or rapid breathing. It is associated and accompanied with cough. He also makes this wheezing sound. So this is something which one can have with or without asthma. Not necessarily that all children who wheeze go on to develop asthma. Yes, asthmatics do wheeze. So this is a spectrum of illness that many children see. You have common viral infections triggering this narrowing of the airways, leading to wheezing sounds and cough, and you have typical asthma. So all these things can be definitely kept under control by again good environment in which the child lives, well ventilated room, then observing environmental hygiene, and when a child has cold, immediately addressing to this symptom and avoiding child. Now the schools are closed, but it has been observed that even during common cold or flu-like illness, there is a lot of hurry to send the child back to school, maybe because of this competition that the parents fear, but ensure that the child takes adequate rest, does not mix up with other children or other adults in the family and pass on this airborne or droplet-borne infection to other contacts. So if the child has cold, cough, or if he has noisy breathing, he has difficulty in breathing, do get in touch with your doctor and see if the child is wheezing, and there are medications that the doctor would prescribe. And finally, friends, these illnesses are there, though a bit less this time because of the social distancing and schools and malls being closed. We are bound to face these illnesses. Maybe once the lockdown is released or relaxed, people come out, start mixing up, we are going to face these illnesses. And this problem is going to be compounded by the fact that many of our children have missed out on important vaccinations. So, as we have been saying again and again, vaccination is an important tool to prevent common illnesses. There are many vaccine preventable illnesses. So do get in touch with your doctors and ensure that the vaccination of your child is on schedule. So friends, finally I would say that stay home, stay safe, but at the same time, if you need to consult your doctors, most of us are available online for teleconsultation. So get in touch with us in case you have any difficulty. At Apollo Hospitals, we have an application which one could download, Apollo 24/7. Get an appointment with your consultant and see us online. Thank you.